Hello, beautiful soul. Welcome to the Divine Kundalini channel. Today, I just want to have a little chat and bring through some light codes in regards to the non-duality that we're experiencing, basically a bit of a training in at the moment. And it has many, many facets and levels. And just like everything in the spiritual journey, it's that spiral. And what's occurring for a lot of people at the moment is the breaking down of the perceptual view of good and bad, right and wrong. Now, with a lot of non-dual teachings, because they are quite often ancient texts and people are interpreting them in their own way, there's a lot of what's known as bypassing that can happen. And I believe it's actually a stage that everyone passes through. So, if you've been there, it's not a bad thing. It's just another stage, right? Where we kind of float above, or we sort of detach from these feelings and these emotions, because we sit in this like, yeah, but nothing's really real, and we don't have to worry because it's just an illusion, etc., etc. Now, what's happening at the moment, if you're up to this stage that's a lot of people are up to, is the requirement now to be really, really grounded in the body. Now, I did a video a couple of weeks ago about being told to go carnivore by spirit. And it's very interesting because since I've gone carnivore and removed pretty much everything except coffee, as an intoxicant or as a stimulant, I have been aware of how grounded I am. And with that groundedness comes the access to the extremely subtle energy. Now, when we are here on this earth, we are quite often not completely embodied in our body. We are often basically focused around the head area, and this is when we say, you're in your head, or when there's lots of thoughts and lots of chaos happening here. That means our energetic body is kind of like floating up here with all of its concentration and all of its energy, basically sitting up here. Now, when we get more grounded and bring ourselves back deep into the body, connect to the earth. And if you need help with that, I did an Earth Star Chakra activation in my YouTube list. So when we come and get grounded back into the earth, okay, so just some helping with some grounding there. So basically what I was led into was to do it through carnivore, right? But it wasn't until I just went to a Peruvian shamanic workshop on the weekend that I really got told it has to do with experiencing the subtleness of the energies that are constantly existing around us and how they feel, how we feel in co-creation with them. Now, I've been very blessed to live in this amazing space. So within this subtleness, if you've ever experienced plant medicine like mushrooms, you can feel the trees as if you're really connected to them, right? So now I can feel like our breath is kind of one, like their exhales, my inhale, their inhale is my exhale. Like it's just this without any medicine, right? Because it's accessing the most subtle energy and how it really feels inside or in our energetic body when we are this grounded and present in this reality. And the thing is to create, to make change, to basically allow ourselves to become that which we are, we need to be completely grounded on this planet. We can't, and I mean, take this or leave it. I don't like telling people what they can do because I hate it. But we really need to be aware that we're not just riding over the top of these things, that we're not just detaching from it. So what happens is there's a process of becoming aware of first what's us and what's not. So you start to hear your thoughts and you start to go, wow, I'm really talking to myself in this way. And then you start to deal through, you know, the ins and outs of what's making you talk to yourself that way, and energetically move the energy through your body and start clearing all of the chakra system and things like that. And then we kind of move into this other space where we then are able to go, okay, well, that's not me, so I don't need to pay as much attention to it, which is great, right? But we still need to be anchored in the body and doing that at the same time. Whereas it's often been kind of, I would even say taught, because the old paradigm was kind of escaping the body to live in this higher consciousness, right? But the paradigm we're in now is bringing that higher consciousness into the body and living and walking around and allowing it to come, that creation energy to come through so we can create stuff here. And change is a big part of that. The new earth, if you've heard of it, which I'm sure you have. So it really, really starts with being very, very grounded and present and being aware of the subtle energies that are happening all around us all the time. I believe I'm hearing now, this has also got to do with the separation of, if you hear about the earth is separated into two. The subtleness is going to constantly, once you're accessed in a grounded way, it will constantly direct you where to go by how you feel. And I don't know if you're anything like a lot of people, a lot of the things that you've been using to get yourself through just aren't cutting it anymore. They're not healthy, they're unwanted, and there's just no need for them anymore, because what we're actually realizing is what the discomfort we feel is because we don't want to be in that situation. It's not aligned with our highest and greatest good. So it becomes so uncomfortable that we need to go, we need to move. So if we're masking anything of how we feel or just getting through it, it's not going to go away. And it comes to a point where you just go, okay, I've had enough of this. Obviously, this has got to go, right? I'm listening. And it's a process, it's the spiraling around, right? So when we're talking about being grounded, of course, you don't have to be carnivore. It's something that my intuition, Kundalini, said to me, in order to achieve this learning. And I actually got released from it 2 days ago. It said you don't have to do carnivore anymore. But there was no other, you have to do something else. So now I'm in this, I guess, the free will part where I'm like, okay, well, I'm just going to listen to my body. Now I'm accessing this subtle energy. What does my body want to do? And at the moment, it's still saying that it wants to keep going. So until I feel directed otherwise, that's where I'm at. But there's many, many ways that you can ground. And there's so many frequencies, being in nature, visualization, intention, asking your guides, asking Kundalini, putting your tap roots down. There's so many. So I'm just hearing that there can often be fear about being here, which is totally normal. And sometimes we're not even aware that fear exists, because the idea of this human experience can be quite scary, but it's actually not. It's not. That's all the parts that just want to stay in the familiar. The groundedness is the support and the security of spirit and the earth. Like, you really feel like it's got you. You can't fall because it's got you. And even if you say trip, it's still got you. So really, really get in touch with how does it feel to be here? How does it feel to know that everything is real? All of it. All of the destruction in the world, all of the pain, all of the suffering, all of the joy, all of the bliss, all of the magic, all of the horror, it's all real. And when we're in this grounded place, that's the only place where we can create from spirit, where we can allow the divine intelligence, our light, our blueprint, our mission, our soul purpose to birth itself through us. I hope this helps.